Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm the mom of many hats. Here on my channel, I and you, we all get to just journey through life together as being parents, parents to be, and so forth. Today, I want to just basically talk about my experiences of using a dependent care flexible spending account. So, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully, this information is usable for not only you, but maybe even someone you know. So, if that is the case, please feel free to go ahead and share this video as well. So, let's go ahead and get into what a dependent care flexible spending account is. And just so that you know, I will refer to it as a DFSA because it is a tongue twister if you keep on saying it. So, anyway. The account could be used as a means of putting away or setting aside money that will be used specifically for childcare expenses, so like daycare or preschool and so forth. So for myself and my spouse, basically what we've done is we started using this account last year, and we set aside a certain amount into that account every single pay period. And the maximum that you could contribute to this account if you're filing married jointly would be $5,000. If you're filing separately or as head of household, then you're looking at roughly $2,500. And I've already looked up the limit. So the limit for 2023 is the same as it was last year in 2022. So basically, we set aside that money. However, we pay for our childcare expenses with our income. We didn't use the money that was in the account. So we knew by the end of the year that we should have $5,000 in that specific account, which we did. So at the end of the year of December of 2022, what we did was we reached out to the school and we requested the ledger or the invoice with all of our payments from month to month or week to week or however your entity does it. And we submitted that to our employer or there's an app. So they make it so easy. There's an app. I went to my email, I took the PDF and I just uploaded it to the app. And in the app, I specified what date range that we wanted them to use and the dollar amount, which was of course $5,000. And we submitted that, and within 2 days or so, that money was deposited into our account because we requested to have it direct deposited versus them sending us a check. And the reason I like doing this, I'm so happy that I learned about it. I'm just sad that I hadn't known about it before or sooner. But basically, it just makes it so much easier because I know, one, there's like a lump sum of money at the end of the year that we've just, been putting away subconsciously. Like, we didn't even really have to think about it. It automatically comes out of your check because that is pre-tax money. So obviously you save more money because that's pre-tax dollars, even though we pay for it with our post-tax dollars. So yeah, we have that money at the end of the year. And now that it's the beginning of the year, what I like to do is I take let's say my child, for example, my child is going to be in school from January to May. I take what I used last year or the money I just received in December, and I put it back into the account that we were paying for it out of, like through automatic ACH payments. And I put it there. So therefore, it's always like this rolling account, if that makes sense. So we pay for it. Just make a long story short, we pay for it out of pocket, we request reimbursement at the end of the year, and that reimbursement check is now going into the new year's tuition per se. So yeah, in order to use the flexible care account, your child has to be under 13. So I'm sorry if this doesn't necessarily apply to someone if you have older kids, but if you have a child that's 13 and under, you can definitely utilize this account. Also, you can use it for a spouse who doesn't necessarily have the ability to care for themselves. So if you find like an adult daycare, that will be something you could utilize it for. You certainly want to check with the IRS and look at their detailed explanations of what would be considered eligible. Sorry, what would be considered an eligible payment per se. So you want to do that. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's been really great, and we haven't filed our taxes yet, but I'm so eager to see how this has helped us, in terms of our taxes. Um, I'm not sure how that's going to clash with the child tax credit, but if that applies to you, if you meet the payment requirements for all of that, then you want to look into that before you open up an account. And also, I guess it's really important. Well, it is truly important for you to know whether or not this will apply to you, because not every employer offers this. So I'm in health, and my husband is in like, I'll say TV or media, and his job offers it, but mine doesn't, which is really, really weird. So we use it through his employer. But I am a little nerdy when it comes to that. So I'm the one like flipping through literally every single page in his employee manual, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't even know that this was a freaking option. So you definitely want to go ahead and look through your manuals. Don't use it as a coaster. Don't use it to prop up your cameras or whatever. Actually look and read through it. Ask HR questions, because this is information that is slept on. Like, we don't really be looking into that kind of stuff like that, but we need to, because you can use it. It's a huge benefit there. But I absolutely love it. Like, let's say at some point your child, they're going to change schools, or you have to pay an annual registration fee. Well, you just pull it out of that account and you keep it moving. So I've already outlined like potential expenses, like academic expense. I say academic, it sounds so weird considering that I have a 5-month-old and a 2.5-year-old, but academic expenses for the year. And we're looking at paying some money this year. So with that being said, at least I know that, okay, we have X amount of dollars set aside so we can go ahead and apply it to their education, because like I said earlier, it's like a rolling account. I want to always have it funded no matter what. So yeah, let me see. A few other things you want to be considerate of is the fact that when you have this account, you can't necessarily pay tuition. It needs to be like care expenses. So your child's private school may not count for that. So you certainly want to look at your individual situation and align it with what the IRS identifies as an eligible expense for your account. But again, if your employer doesn't have it, maybe your spouse's does. So don't just read your manual, read theirs as well. But anyway, yeah, that's my little tidbit in terms of opening the new year up with some really helpful and useful information. If you found this useful, please go ahead and like it, thumbs up down below. This will really help me just continue to build my channel. As you can see, I'm definitely in the works, and I'm trying to get it to the point where I can just reach more people. And by you liking and subscribing, that will certainly help me do that. But until the next video, I hope you guys are healthy, continue to be well, and stay blessed.